Well, good evening, visitors. Welcome to the Australian War Memorial's Last Post ceremony. My name is Richard Cruz, and joining us today from the Australian Army is Warrant Officer Class 2 Ben Stratinsky. We welcome the veterans who have served, those that are still serving, and the families that love and support them. We acknowledge the members of RSL and Services Clubs Association, RSL Victoria and RSL Queensland, who are watching the broadcast of this ceremony across Australia. And during this evening's ceremony, wreaths will be laid at the base of the Pool of Reflection by visitors to the memorial. If you're able, please stand and join in singing the National Anthem. If you're able, please be seated. The Australian War Memorial was the vision of Charles Bean, Australia's First World War official historian. Bean landed with the Australian troops on Gallipoli and stayed with them at the front through to the end of the war. The idea of this national memorial and museum came to him at Pozières, France, in the depths of the bloody fighting of 1916. Bean's idea was that this would be a place where families and friends could mourn their loved ones buried in faraway places. It would also be a place that could help all Australians understand what these men and women had endured and what they had done for us. Bean's vision, to which we remain true, is best expressed as inscribed in the entrance to the memorial's galleries. Here is their spirit, in the heart of the land they loved, and here we guard the record which they themselves made. Tonight we'll read the story behind just one of those on the Roll of Honour, which lists the names of more than 102,000 men and women who have given their lives for us in war and on operations for more than a century. But first we present a lament, Flowers of the Forest. Wreaths and floral tributes will now be laid at the base of the Pool of Reflection.
Today we remember and pay tribute to Corporal Harry Burgan Slee. Harry Slee was born on the 13th of July, 1897 in Yalta, Victoria. He was the second of three children born to Walter and Marie Ellen Slee, although his younger sister Clarice died in infancy. The family moved to Wallaroo in South Australia in 1901. Harry was educated at Wallaroo Mines Public School, later graduating Dux from the high school. From there, he went to Adelaide High School and Adelaide University to train to be a teacher. His family was closely associated with the local Methodist Church, and it's likely that Slee shared their faith. It was reported that he possessed a sterling character, being genuine all through. Harry Slee enlisted in the Australian Imperial Force shortly before his 19th birthday in 1916. His older brother Clive was already serving in the artillery. Harry underwent a period of training in Australia before leaving for active service with reinforcements to the 50th Battalion in August 1916. He went first to England, where he undertook a non-commissioned officer's course at Tidworth. Later in 1916, he was promoted to acting corporal, a rank which would be confirmed in April the following year. The 50th Battalion participated in several important actions in 1917. In April, the battalion captured the Hindenburg outpost village of Naroi, and later in the year it participated in the fighting on Messines Ridge and at Polygon Wood. During all of this, Slee proved to be an able soldier, and the following year was awarded the Military Medal for conspicuous services rendered. At the end of March 1918, the German army launched a series of major offensives which pushed the Allies back. On the 5th of April, the 50th Battalion helped to repulse the largest German attack against Australian troops at Dernancourt, and was later rushed towards Villers-Bretonneux, which had been captured in the German advance. On the night of the 24th of April, the 50th Battalion took part in the counterattack on Villers-Bretonneux, successfully ejecting the German garrison after hours of vicious fighting. More than 250 men were listed as casualties after the operation, including more than 30 missing. One of those missing was Corporal Harry Slee. Although his parents received confirmation that he was wounded and missing, there was no official word of his death. In fact, Harry's brother Clive heard that he was taken prisoner, so the family held hope for many months that he was still alive. It was not until 1919 that the Slee family could be certain that their youngest son had been killed in action during a counterattack on Villers-Bretonneux. Investigations revealed a number of witnesses who had seen him wounded in the stomach, lying in a shell hole. He had been put there after having his wounds tended to by Private Shaw while he waited for stretcher bearers, but he never made it to a casualty clearing station. It was later noted that there was German shelling in the area at that time, and was thought that the corporal had been hit a second time and killed. Harry Slee's body was never recovered, and today he is commemorated on the Australian Memorial at Villers-Bretonneux. He was 20 years old. Private William Allenson of the 50th Battalion wrote to the Slees to say, "It was my privilege and pleasure to have had a good deal to do with Harry. Not only did I admire his manly traits of character, but also his soldierly bearing. He was a soldier and a man respected by all his comrades. He set a fine example to his fellows, and by the remarks I have heard of late, I know that his life was appreciated because of its noble qualities." His name is listed on the Roll of Honour on my right, among almost 62,000 Australians who died while serving in the First World War. His photograph is displayed today beside the pool of reflection. This is but one of the many stories of service and sacrifice told here at the Australian War Memorial. We now remember Corporal Harry Burgan Slee, who gave his life for us, for our freedoms, and in the hope of a better world.
Please stand for the reading of the ode and the sounding of the last post.
They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun and in the morning, we will remember them.
We will remember them.
lest we forget.
Lest we forget. We leave you this evening with the words of the memorial's founder, Charles Bean. Many a man lying out there at Pozières or in the low scrub at Gallipoli, with his poor, tired senses barely working through the fever of his brain, has thought in his last moments, well, it's over. But in Australia, they will be proud of this. Ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, that concludes this evening's last post ceremony. We thank you for visiting the Australian War Memorial and wish you all a very good evening. Thank you.